Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am bringing you a super fun Matchbox window shaker card. It holds a treat, and I'm using the Avery Elle stamp set. Peek-a-Boo Spooktacular. If you are a regular here on my YouTube channel, you already know I love everything Peek-a-Boo by Avery Elle, and this is my first time playing with this stamp set, and I think it is so cute. This video is also a collaboration with my friend Lauren Taylor. We both love Glimmer Hot Foil. She had yet to give it a try, so I sent her some backgrounds that I had made, specifically some backgrounds with opal foil, and then we decided to do a video together where we would both use one of those backgrounds or some of those backgrounds and a Peek-a-Boo set to create Halloween cards. So here I am stamping out the three little kids, or Halloween characters, we'll call them, from that stamp set and coloring them out. Now, something really fun happened when I was doing this. My camera decided it was full, and I didn't know, and I colored most of these things without knowing that. So you get to see me color this cute little witch. She is super cute because I'm going to add something really fun to her hair, which is this little streak of orange, and then I'm going to give her gray hair, and I just thought it was super fun and a great look for this little character. And on my second project, you'll see me color it different, and that's what I think is so fun about these images, that you can really customize them with different colors, different coloring mediums, and make them unique to you. So there you can see my little Frankie and my little vampire, and they're just super fun to color. And I have the little pumpkin candy bucket, and that we will add that to the front of the card as well. And their little hands, which is actually what makes these Peek-a-Boo things so cute. So here you can see all the markers that I used to color out these images, and I'll go ahead and die cut them out and get them ready to put together. Now here's the Glimmer Hot Foiled background I'm using today. It has the polka dot background, and I Glimmer Hot Foiled it twice over the top of this gel press background, once with purple foil, once with orange. I'm going to cut that down so it's a 4x4 inch square, and then this little strip I'm going to cut to 3/4 of an inch so they'll fit onto my Matchbox card. Matchbook card, sorry. So this piece measures 4 1/4 by 10 1/2. It's scored at 4 1/4, 4 3/4, and 9 1/2 to create the Matchbook. We will be assembling that later, but I just wanted to show you real quick how to put this together, just a kind of a peek at it, so it looks like a matchbook. Next, I'm going to take that background piece and put it onto my card front, and I'm temporarily adhering it because what I want to do is cut a circle opening, and I want it to cut through both layers. So I'm going to tape it into place, even though I highly recommend not putting purple tape over the top of your Glimmer Hot Foiled pieces, because the tape will dull out the foil a little bit, and it did, but this background is so busy it's not very noticeable. Here's all my die cut little characters, and I am going to glue them behind the circle so that they peek out the front. So first the witch is in the center, and then I'll put the vampire and the little Frankie on either side of her. And you'll see them really come to life when I add in their hands. I'm putting them on with glue dots. It's just, I found, the easiest way, and it gives them the tiniest little bit of lift, which I like that look. So if you want to see more Peek-a-Boo things, I have an entire Avery Elle playlist that is almost all Peek-a-Boo pals. I love their sets, and so you can see lots of things with them. Also, I know in Lauren's video, she is using a couple Peek-a-Boo pal sets that are not the one I'm using today. So you'll see more of that on her video. So in the end, I actually ended up moving that pumpkin bucket to the other hand of the little Frankie. No, that one's the vampire who's holding the bucket. All right, so I'm going to put some glue around this opening and add a window sheet because this is going to be a shaker. So I'll glue that into place and give that just a moment to dry. And then I'm going to take a piece of fun foam and die cut the same circle die that I used for the opening on the actual piece of fun foam was a tiny bit smaller than my square. So the one thing that makes this hard is that it's completely sticky on the back and it's bendy, but the other thing that makes it easy is that it's stretchy. So if one part kind of peeks through the window, you can pull it up and like stretch it out. You don't have to peel the whole thing off. So I then added some double stick tape on the edges, and I'm going to put in my shaker elements. I'm using some seed beads from Crescent Creation, which is an Etsy shop opened by my friend Nia. You've probably seen me use these before. I am in love with putting seed beads in my shaker card now. And I don't know what it is, but Halloween cards should be shakers. At least that's how I feel this year. So I'm putting all kinds of things in there. I even have this little mix from Trinity Stamps. They are like amazing with their embellishments also. So that one had some clear ghosts in it, that mix, that I thought was super fun. So now I'm going to glue a second window sheet on the back that is just trapping in all of those shaker bits, and it's going to allow me to have a window shaker on this card. While that's drying, I'm going to stamp and emboss my sentiment. I'm actually going to end up doing 2 sentiments. This one says, "Hey, girlfriend." Isn't it cute? I'm embossing it with white embossing powder, and you'll see me melt that right here. I just love the look of white embossing powder. Like, I should have the white embossing powder in a little container like everybody else because I use it all the time. So here I'm stapling that bottom flap of my matchbook, and then I'm going to cover that up with this extra strip of the background. Now, this background wasn't actually 4 inches wide. It had already been cut. I assumed it was 4 inches, so I'm going to scoot this all the way over to the left, and I'm going to compensate for that gap on the one side with my sentiment that says "Trick or Treat." All these sentiments that I'm stamping are from that Peek-a-Boo Spooktacular stamp set. So I'm going to glue this front panel down so that the circles line up, and then I have a shaker window that you can see through all the way to the inside of the card. I love it. You know I love shaker cards. They're one of my favorite things to make, and I think having a window through to the inside is so much fun. I'm using some double stick tape runner here in their Hermo Vario tabs, I believe, to hold my M&Ms in place, and then I'm using this, it's like a sequin, but it's huge, and it says Happy Halloween from Trinity Stamps for the inside, and I thought it was fun that once you removed the M&Ms, then you would have a cute little thing already there. And then I'm going to add my sentiments onto the front, so the "Hey Girlfriend" goes at the top and "Trick or Treat" at the bottom. Here you can see how I trimmed them out. So I'm going to cut it down to where I want it to be, or how long I want it to be, and then I'll just flag the end of that by snipping up the middle and then cutting from one corner to the top of that snip and repeating that on the other side. I am using a mix of double stick tape and glue, if you've noticed, because I'm going over the top of different layers and different textures, and I just find that that seems to really stick good. All right, so there's the card all finished. I love it. It is so much fun. So much going on. We've got the shaker card with a window, with a treat on the inside, with Glimmer Hot Foil over a gel pressed background. Yeah, these things make me happy. I want my cards to have all the things on them. I'm not good at simple cards. I don't know why. All right, so that finishes up the card. Then I had a circle left over from this card, and I challenged myself to make a tag with it, especially after I found out Lauren is making 3 cards for her video today, so I wanted to make sure I gave you a little something extra. And how about a tag using the leftovers? So here is my leftover circles die cut from that card, and you get to see me color this witch again because that's the image I decided to put on this tag. I probably should have chosen one of the other ones, but you get to see me use the same exact purples I used to color my vampire and the same exact greens I used to color the Frankenstein. So you can see the color combinations and how I use them together to color out this witch. She gets green hair, which I also think is super duper fun. And then she'll have a black dress on, and I just really think it's so much fun to see how many different ways you could color this. Like, you could give her green skin too. That would be fun. Purple hair. Yeah, it's just, the combinations are endless, and you could just make a whole card with just different colored witches on it. That would be fun. So that finishes that out, but I wanted her to not feel left out because she doesn't have a little streak in her hair. So I was thinking what I could do. So watch and see what I give her for fun in her hair. So I'm laying out the things on this tag just to see where I can die cut out these little tiny star dies from this Stampin' Die set. So I'm taping those in place and removing the other things. Then I'll die cut those out, and I have now a little peekaboo window in my tag. Before I glued the switch down, I realized I needed to color farther down on that die cut. So I just brought back my gray marker, and then once that's colored in, I'm able to attach her to the tag and it doesn't look weird. So I'll trim off any excess that hangs off the bottom, and then we can go ahead and attach the little trick or treat pumpkin and her hands. Again, I'm going to use those glue dots to do her hands. When the glue squishes out on my die cuts, I like to pick up the excess with a paper towel. It really soaks it up, and like you never knew the glue seeped out. It's a magical trick. All right, so we add the sentiment, a little treat for you, add some white gel pen because it just brings your images to life, especially freckles. I want all my things to have freckles. They're so cute. All right, so then I'm going to add this tag with some temporary adhesive onto the orange panel. I'm going to take the stars from that stamp set and lay them into their corresponding opening. There are some also teeny tiny solid stars in that stamp set as well. Once they're in place, I'll pick them up with a clear block, and then I'm going to stamp them with some black ink right into that opening. These are the scary things. These are the things that scare me right here. But it worked out. And then I took another of those Happy Halloween giant sequins in white and put that on the inside. Then I'm going to line up my openings with my stars, punch a hole with my Crop-A-Dile, and then I have some black and white gingham or plaid ribbon. I've had it for 100 years. You can find this kind of ribbon in most places that you buy ribbon. And I'm going to just do a really loose knot so I could attach that to like a bag of cookies or something. So now I'm giving her special hair with the help of my Wink of Stella clear shimmer pen. And that finishes off the tag. I will erase that temporary adhesive and then have this tag ready to go once I have some treats made. I have this favorite family recipe that I make that are pumpkin cookies with butterscotch chips in them. I'm feeling it needs to go on that. So those are today's projects. I am really looking forward to hopping over and seeing what Lauren made with her Glimmer Hot Foiled backgrounds and peekaboo sets. And I hope you will too. I will have her video linked for you below, as well as all the things I used to make today's projects. I thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a fabulous Halloween and happy stamping. Bye!